Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast in Game 7 in a best of 7 series between Team Liquid and Prime. Game 7 taking place on Metalopolis. Here we have Liquid TLO spawning as the random Protoss player once again. One of these days TLO will get a different race than Protoss while I'm choosing random. Meanwhile, he will be going up against Polt Prime, spawning as the pink Terran player. I got the colors reversed, so excuse me, but yeah. Polt Prime is the Terran player, TLO is the Protoss player. At least I got the, the R and the P correct. Anyways, taking a look at the production tab, we now see a pylon currently being placed down. That probe will go back to mining with no real problems there. TLO trying to make sure that he is mining off of those closer mineral patches a little bit more quickly there. You can see him trying to do that micro. Not quite sure. Wow, TLO's probe's a little bit dazed and confused right in that moment there. Anyways, back to the game. Polt Prime is setting up a current, 10 supply depot, should follow it up with the 12 racks, and this game will get underway. This is going to be a cross spawn location, so this does open up the game to be a little bit more macro intensive since there is a large walking distance between both of these bases. A gateway should be warping in just a moment, and now, TLO still not doing any scouting. So this is a bit of a surprise. Perhaps TLO wants to keep his race hidden a little bit longer as opposed to scouting, as he did go random, as he now places down an assimilator as well. Back over here, we do see a refinery currently coming online, or currently being built. A barracks is now being placed down as well. So just standard builds coming in from Polt, nothing too out of the ordinary, as this SEV is scouting in the counterclockwise direction and should quickly be able to come across TLO deciding to scout out in the opposite direction, realizing that the timing most likely shows that the Terran player is not spawning over here. So now going to go ahead and scout over on this side as well. Needs to make sure that he is not within close Banshee range. That one probe will be able to pass through. Now quickly come up this ramp, see that there is no Terran player here, and then make its way over here. Back, we do see a supply depot being placed in the fog of war over here, behind the vents, making sure that if there is any drops that he is able to see it over here. The SCV will be coming up that ramp in just a moment. We'll quickly see a pretty standard opening. We do see double gas now coming in from TLO, so TLO could have a number of options with that double gas. He could try to go for an early Stargate, an early robotics facility, or he could just try to go for more gateway units, try to go for mass sentry, and then push with a lot of gateway units, as gateway units are so strong against early Marines and Marauders. We do see that one Marine was able to get off that kill on that scouting probe. So really, Polt has no idea what exactly TLO has no idea what exactly Polt is trying to go for, and by the looks of this build, I say it's going to be it's going to be Marine and Siege tanks. So Polt most likely will try to push out with 3 Siege tanks and perhaps a dozen or so Marines, and that is going to be very, very effective, especially now that we are getting a Stargate. So TLO may end up losing this match in this Game 7, as the Stargate only allows you to train up Void Rays and Phoenixes. Both fall very, very quickly to Marines, so that's not going to work out all too well, as we're going to see Polt Prime now start double training up Marines. And now we are also going into a starport. Okay, this was something that I was not expecting. So by going into a starport, I don't see a tech lab. So is it going to be a drop of Marines and Hellions? That is a possibility. I'm not exactly sure what exactly Polt wants to do with this. The reactor is still on the barracks, double training Marines as well. No tech lab that I can see, and now another barracks being placed down. So this is not a build order that I've seen in any time coming in from Polt. Back over here, we now see Phoenixes currently being chrono boosted off of the Stargate. Phoenixes are now built very, very quickly. Only 25 seconds in order to build one if you chrono boost it, and now out moves that Phoenix. That Phoenix will give him a lot of just map control and map presence. TLO walking away with that one stalker, realizes it, sees the SCV, and it does not have enough time to turn it around and try to fight back. Back over here on the front door, we have a Zealot and a Sentry, and that is it. And now that that Hellion may be able to come in and get some damage in very, very early. This may be a problem, as there's only one Sentry here. The Sentry does have enough for a force field, but TLO has to be on top of his game in order to keep on top of this. And now in comes a Stalker, so a Stalker now battling out against a Hellion. That Hellion is going to be on the losing end of that fight, and now out moves a Probe. That Probe may get some damage, and that's one Hellion able to sneak by, but unable to stop and get by that sentry with that range of 6. Back over here, we now see Phoenix is on the move, trying to shoot down that factory. It was able to get some damage dealt. And now with a Raven in the air, ooh, Graviton beaming that one SCV, able to take it down, but not able to slow down the production. We do see a Raven now currently being trained, and early Raven, normally very useful against early Stalkers, but this game is not going anywhere like I predicted. We do have 3 Phoenixes, so those Phoenixes are going to start Graviton beaming in this location here, try to pick up some of those SCVs, and perhaps supply locking even further, getting another SCV there, and now Marines trying to get underneath. The Marines do not have stim pack just quite yet, currently being researched, so that means that these Phoenixes will be able to outmaneuver and outrun them for quite some time. A probe now making its way across the map, perhaps to set up a proxy pylon, and that will work out very well. A second probe also coming in, so that may have been a mistake. Where is the rally location? The rally location is not over here. Okay, so we currently have 2 probes, and now 4 Phoenixes coming back around the bend again in order to get some more kills. It looks like more SCVs will be picked up and served up on that platter. Down it goes, and now Marines trying to come back, trying to get more damage. Doesn't look like a lot of damage will be dealt, as there is a decent number of Marines. Oh, Bunker now able to get some damage onto one of those Phoenixes. Phoenix now trying to pull away and now naturally recharge those shields over time. Still, we still see TLO gathering more and more Phoenixes into the air. Production-wise, we do also see some photon cannons as well. So currently getting 2 photon cannons and some probes transferring to the natural expansion over here on the low ground. This Phoenix harassment is dealing some economic damage, but I'm not 100% sure how much damage or how much, you know, mileage that TLO will be able to get out of this. TLO is currently winning in the economic war, though, about 300 minerals more per minute, so that will help him out as he is trying to contain his opponent in his base right now. Banshee still being trained, but no cloaking research. So without any cloaking field, those Banshees are going to be easy prey for those Phoenixes, but the Phoenixes have to deal with the Marines. The Marines now have stim pack, and now the Phoenixes are in the air. The Phoenixes are going to try to pull away. Yeah, will be able to get away with really no problem there. Sentries do have a lot of energy on them, so those sentries are going to be the real key. We need to get some zealots as well. Zealots are able to absorb a lot of that damage, and now in come the Phoenixes. The Phoenixes are now trying to pick up the Marauder. Oh, able to pull back and try to delay this attack even further. If he's able to just constantly delay that attack, he will be able to macro up a very large army, especially as there are some SCVs in here as well. So Polt having a little bit of an issue. He is not mining all that much right now. Only 22 harvesters, and many of those harvesters are in this group here as well. So taking a look at this, once again, trying to Graviton beam, trying to pick up a Marauder. Marauder is taken down once again, and now in come those Marines. Marines stimming, getting some damage in. The Raven is in the air, does have enough for a 1-point defense drone, but those Phoenixes will be able to deplete the energy on that very easily. A lot of sentries here. Front door looks pretty well defended. In comes that point defense drone. In come those force fields. Another force field there. Many of those Marines are now just caught out of position. Those Phoenixes need to go after those Banshees. Banshees now just dancing around, trying to run away from those Phoenixes. Sentries now trying to pull back as well. There is a lot of cannons here as both sides are fighting. Marauders also getting picked up as well. Sentries now coming in, also dropping down more force fields, and this army by Polt is just getting taken down so easily by those Phoenixes. Phoenixes able to Graviton beam one at a time, pick up those units, and then try to disable them. Once again, we do have some auto turrets now in the game. The auto turrets, however, unable to shoot anything else, as those Phoenixes are still picking apart and picking up many of those units. And now Polt says GG. So TLO winning Game 7 in this best of 7 series. A very nice ace match here, especially cross spawn. TLO getting Protoss, not his strongest race last time I've heard of any interviews from him, but he was still able to effectively use that Phoenix harassment. That Phoenix harassment really worked out well for him, just because Marines never got that stim pack. He also, Polt, never got a missile turret. 1 to 2 missile turrets would have been all it would take in order to shoo away many of those Phoenixes. Missile turrets deal as much damage as 4 Marines, and on top of that, they have a range of 7, even when they're unupgraded compared to a range of 5. They also cannot be Graviton beamed, and that would have prevented a lot of the mineral harassment here, and then perhaps just tried to just establish an expansion. I believe when Polt tried to move out with this army, It simply didn't work out for him. This mass barracks army simply cannot stand up to sentries with guardian shields, sentries with force fields, able to split apart that early army there. I believe the photon cannons were still able to get some damage onto those very, very close or very, very far units at range of 7, helping out. And then when the Banshees tried to push in, the Phoenixes were there to just intercept them and deal 20 damage per round of attack. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this 1v1 replay and Game 7 in this best of 7 series. Let me pull up my Excel spreadsheet to actually figure out what's happening here. Pull this down. Now we see TL did take Game 7 in this series. So it is going to be TL taking this series 4-3. Congratulations to Team Liquid for taking Game 7 in this best of 7 series. And now it will really start to boil down to the final couple of games. We see Team Liquid has taken 2 of their matchups, only losing to EG 4-3. Currently they're behind Root 3-1, but right now Root is also losing to EG 3-0. So a lot of the game will depend on what's happening in this matchup with Prime. If they lose to if Root loses to Prime, it will depend on this head-to-head matchup, I believe, or whoever lost more games. I'll have to double check that. Team Liquid did beat Mouse in only 6 games. I believe it took Root a little bit more time to beat Mouse. Yes, it took him 7 games. So it is not a head-to-head matchup. First, for the tiebreaker, it is the team that lost the least amount of games. So it will really boil down to what's happening in the rest of these matches. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'm still waiting for additional games to be brought to me. Root. Yeah, I'm just waiting for additional games to be brought to me. But thanks for watching. The finals should be starting up in the next 2 days or so. Sorry, around January 25th. Should be the start of the finals. I know that EG is definitely in the finals. I just don't know if they're first or second place right now, as if somehow Root is able to win all 4 games, then it will come down to many of the tiebreakers. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this 1v1 replay here on Metalopolis between TLO and Polt. Game 7 in this best of 7 Machinima Realm Invitational.